Yo guys, I'm Truzuo interacting to Beating Mixtape with minimum effort. How many buttons does it actually take to beat the game? This is by Vivi the Drawn. So we're gonna check it out because my other video I covered Mixtape and how it was perceived as a 10 out of 10 in game journalist eyes. So I want to see actually the gameplay because this guy's will be playing through the whole game and he's gonna be doing it in the least amount of button presses possible. And I want to see how many button presses actually it takes to complete the game because people say you don't actually have to play the game. So I want to see how many buttons it actually takes to beat the game, and I'm gonna try to see what the gameplay is all about. That to see it from the other side of how good the actual game is from the gameplay standpoint. We're gonna check it out. Go check them out. Here we go.
Hey, I got this thing here. Mixtape, a video game.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Actually, it's barely a video game.
Ooh, already calling it out.
How do we even know? As a man of science, I have
Okay.
great interest in this.
Mhm.
Behold, controller. Connect.
Okay, another question on the topic. Xbox, PlayStation, go. I'm gonna say it just because I grew up on it. Xbox. I know PlayStation nowadays is better. Xbox is turning around with their new stuff, but Xbox.
Console. Start game.
Mhm.
Press buttons. Fun.
True.
Thus, can we operate under the thesis that
Okay.
more button presses, more fun? This
I don't know.
is a hypothesis.
Well, how would you guys say if the game includes more button presses, it automatically equates to more fun? I don't know about that. I feel like it should engage you in a way that it ultimately assumes this is true, because if you're pressing more buttons, you're usually doing it in a way that you're enjoying the game in some way, whether it be combat, you're picking choices, you're actually making an impact on the game. So inherently it should equal more fun, but let's see what he thinks.
Today. All right, bro, settle down. I am your host today, Vivi the Drawn, and we shall find out.
Let's find
many
out.
Button presses do you need to beat
Ooh, let's
Mixtape?
find out. Exit. Just exit the game immediately. That's a good point right there.
An ending, 3 presses. Fine, I'll play the game. Jeez, cartoons can suffer too, To be serious though, I am doing this so that we can equate just how much of a game this product
Yeah,
is.
I want to see what do you guys think? How many button presses should you be adequate in order to have a complete game? I feel like you need. It doesn't matter the amount of presses. It's the impact of the buttons. Like if I'm pressing a decision and it's impacting the game and it's gonna give me a different ending, I feel like that's impactful. You don't have to press as many buttons. But if your game is in you're moving the character around, I feel like you should be doing more in the game itself, and it should impact it more than just pressing a button and it does it for you. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be oh, let me just, if I do everything in this, it's like a linear story. I feel like that's just kind of boring, in my opinion. I don't know.
The only rule of the challenge is
Okay.
I touch the controller as little
That's
as
fair.
possible. Yes, as we're about to find out, this game can often just play itself. My initial
Yeah, I
assumption,
hate games that play itself. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like at that point, just make it a movie or a show or a YouTube video at that point. I mean, sure, you're trying to be unique, but it's the player isn't actually doing anything. They're just there for the ride.
we won't need more than 100 presses.
Ooh, he
So
thinks
that will start
100 presses? That's crazy. I mean, it is what is it, 3.5, 4 hours? I think they were saying it was.
the game. And I'll put a little counter here.
Okay,
First
let's see.
section is a skating scene. The
Okay.
game is steering for us here as
Yeah, there's a decent in racing games they autocorrect you, which is fine. But I feel like if you don't use your controller to control the player, it should automatically reset you back to the last checkpoint or last load save or whatever. I feel like you should actually have to do something to complete the chapter. Shouldn't just do it for you. What's the fun in that?
See, I'm not doing anything.
That is
Even
crazy.
This hard
Look at the
left-
amount of pull, bro. That is crazy. This is like the aim assist. It's the aim assist for story games. Instead of the controller aiming for you with the aim assist for a COD or a Battlefield or whatever it might be, it's legit just pulling the character in the right direction of the story. That's crazy.
Isn't my doing. Then we get prompts saying we can push.
And these should be, if you don't press these buttons in the quick time event, it should automatically fail you and reset you back to a point where you can actually press them in an amount of time.
or ollie, and also do tricks. Let me tell you now, only the ollie.
And they're optional clicks too. They don't actually do anything. You don't actually need to press them. It's oh, do a trick. It's dude, are we for real right now? Come on.
Is useful. And here's our first obstacle. This oncoming car. If we hit it, the game isn't over, but
Okay.
we can't progress if we don't go over this one.
It does reset you. Okay.
First press.
you get stuck or
ollie
something.
over it. Then we cruise for 3 minutes, doing absolutely nothing.
Holy 3-minute intro and you don't do anything besides press one button?
Until we run into this pole. And whether it's a car or a pole, same thing happens if we fail. The game just rewinds. So,
Oh, it automatically rewinds as well. Okay.
This one, I do a little ollie tech.
He doesn't even steer, he just ollies.
You would think an aerial bump would be worse, right? And that's the first section done. 2 presses total.
Oh
Next
my
up
God.
is the secret handshake. Wait, what in the... I pressed B first. It's because I'm using an 8-bit toe controller, so my A and B buttons are swapped. But as it turns out, you don't even have to press all these in order. Aren't secret handshakes supposed to have a sequence?
That's what I'm saying. Why would it... Dude, that's just lazy design then. You're supposed to do it in the right order, in the right sequence. Just doing it out of order. Imagine if you're going for a fist bump, like your secret handshake, and you go for a fist bump and your friend goes for like a slap, like a chest bump or something like that. It's like, dude, you messed up the whole handshake. Like, how's this? And their whole preference of this whole game was nostalgia. Like, what?
Otherwise, you'd confuse your friend. Whatever. That's
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Next, we actually have to move.
Ooh, okay.
Do we count pushing the analog stick as a press?
Nah,
I wouldn't say it's a press.
Yeah,
You're just moving your character around.
You lose by just moving. Not in this
I mean,
game,
a video game inherently you should have to move in some way. I don't know what video game you're not moving at all. Either if it's left and right, up or down, you're still moving. So I feel like you're not really interacting. So most games have interaction buttons, whether it be a jump, a dodge. So I feel like that doesn't really count, or it moves for you. So
okay, so I'm not gonna consider pushing the analog stick
okay,
as
fair enough.
a press. To
fair
progress here, we have to check at least one item in Stacy's room. 1 press to pick up, another to return. Then the cassette blows, 1 press on that to proceed to cassette winding.
They spin it the wrong way, dude.
Apparently there was criticism because they were spinning it the wrong way and you doesn't actually do anything, which is like, again, the whole thing is nostalgia and they're doing something that isn't actually right. Whatever. It's a video game at the end of the day, but I mean, it's still like their whole preference was nostalgia, which is just, I don't know how that's nostalgia, but.
Rewind it. Are you kidding me?
Oh. After the rewind is the kissing scene. We have to watch this for 20 seconds before we can just press a button to proceed.
Okay.
Now let me tell you a story, but first I gotta, okay, better.
Perfect, thank you.
As an actual human, I assume this can't last forever by itself.
Okay.
Because kissing requires effort. So, just to potentially save on a button press, I left this on for 30 minutes. It didn't stop.
Brother, what? It doesn't automatically skip after a certain amount of time? 30 minutes and it still didn't stop? Oh my Jesus.
Don't do this. Don't do what I did.
I would immediately press the button.
Next, examine this VCR to start a headbanging scene.
Okay.
Where we don't have to do anything.
Again, this should be like a quick interaction prompt. Like you gotta like quick time event. You gotta click the buttons, actually be involved. What if I chose not to? Then it should lead to a different outcome or whatever. But it's like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything? Okay, then it doesn't do anything?
If we don't rock out. 0 presses for this scene. Although, this scene actually turns funny if you rock out as much as you can. Have a look.
They look like they're in a seizure. There goes your car window.
Next up, observe this rack of pics, find 3 other photos to add to the rack, 2 presses each, and 1 more press to actually add it, and proceed to the shopping
I'm surprised they didn't have anything where you like drag the pictures up there. Or like order them in a specific way.
I'm holding my
Yeah, this is the one we watched where this guy literally did nothing and his whole shopping cart was doing all the movement for him.
I'm not doing nothing. The game guides you. It directs you. I'm finna walk away. I'm finna put the controller down.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I don't have to do anything.
And it's true. No pressing, no interaction at all needed throughout this 140-second gameplay.
That's not gameplay. This is a cutscene.
Examine the tape head graveyard with 1 press, which cues a cutscene with no gameplay. Examine the pinboard.
It feels like this is a long cutscene.
Can also inspect, but wholly unnecessary. 1 more press to back out. Walk to another room to open this closet. And yeah, by now I think you get the
This is like a book that has been made into like a story that you can actually like, those tripods or whatever, it's like a 360 view. you're like the character, and you can actually view the whole story. You can actually walk around. This is what I feel like it is.
Examine critical
Like over the
objects
photos, you can do a
and
360 view.
move on to the next bit. Get used to that. Examine this picture frame and start the slushy bit. And look, so many button prompts on screen. Yet we only need one. Hold right trigger twice to fill 2 cups.
That's
And
crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Turn the camera to examine this drawer. Do this mini game of finding a piece of paper beneath junk.
Like,
We only
where's
need
the gameplay? How is this like? Even if it like there's more interactive elements, nothing in this gameplay is like nostalgic to me. It's like he's just going through memories. You're not actually living through the experience at all. You're just like this. Hey, there's things in the drawer that remind me of the 90s or whatever the 80s they were going for, whatever the time period. It's like, what are we doing? We've been in this house and going on like some crazy cart ride. It's the only thing so far.
Then another press to pick up the objective and retransition into a photo booth. We need to take pictures here, but the prompt won't actually show up until
You're not actually living these moments. There's like nothing happening.
both characters at least once. So, Okay, there we go. Then finish the scene by taking 8 pictures, 1 press each. Examine this clamp and find the key, then open the closet, and this triggers
we've been in this house the whole entire time. Oh,
only made
okay.
engaging by 4 moments where we have to climb over stuff. Then we have the airwalk scene. You can jump, which, you guessed it, unnecessary. Even at the parts where you're supposed to jump, the game just does it for you.
Another reason, if you don't press the jump button, it should automatically fail you and have to go back. Like, what is the point of including the QuickTime prompt or the prompt at all if you don't have to press it? I don't get it. Just make it a cutscene at that point.
Well, just out of curiosity though, I tried just walking straight the whole time, and I discovered 2 things. 1, this game has real heavy auto-correcting. This turn?
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
I'm not doing
That's
that.
that's the most egregious aim assist thing I've ever seen. Like, that is like basically an FPS game. It's basically shooting for you. Holy crap! That was like a 90-degree turn, dude. Like what are we making video games nowadays for this reason? Like, you're just trying to like tell a story that you want to tell with interactive elements. Like, they're not even interactive. You're just doing it for you.
Turning for me. And 2, you can't just go straight. You can actually get stuck in the geometry. Alright, moving on. Next is another skate scene.
Okay.
And a lot more complex. There's a lot more obstacles that'll block us. First,
Okay.
let's ollie over this pickup, and then we actually have to steer. I know steering only requires the left stick, but not steering here actually leads to a failure state. So
Okay.
I'll actually consider steering a press for this challenge.
Hey, fair enough. He's been completely reasonable this whole thing so far. I don't think he's been unreasonable in any of his presses so far.
For one more car, and for the rest of the segment, we rely
Dude,
on
just
the
look how much the road is windy, going up and down, and it is literally doing it for him. He's had to press it one time, which was not even a press, it was just a correct it, because the auto-correcting wasn't enough.
autocorrect to get us through. Like this sample, I am hitting a wall by doing nothing, but as you can see with each rewind, the game...
Oh my god. That is crazy. It rewinds you, and it then auto-corrects you more and more and more until you actually pass the scene. I don't think I've ever seen a game do this, where it auto-corrects you back so far that it auto-corrects you so you're able to make the path after missing the path.
actually adjust my facing slightly until eventually I just pass it. This will happen a lot during the remaining skate sessions.
Oh my
Besides
god.
that, do one more steer towards the end. And
Is like, what is their whole point in the skating? Like, I'm sure it's nostalgic that a lot of people back then were skating, but like, I feel like there's enough skating. Like, already, we've already had what it was like 2 to 3 skating scenes so far, and we've been at house for another portion of it. It's like it's 50% skating, another 25% house, and then the rest are just outside scenes that you don't do anything about.
And we move on to throwing rocks. You see all that stuff in the background? Stuff that you can throw stuff at? Yeah, we don't have to touch those at all. All we have to do here is wait for the character banter to stop and then throw a rock to proceed. And you can throw it anywhere, the game doesn't care. Do this
That's
2 times,
crazy.
and then you can press a button to leave the scene. 4 presses total here.
That's
Examine
crazy.
this trophy with 1 press to initiate the baseball scene. Stacy bats first, and no pressing necessary here.
Oh my
because
god.
After 5 strikes, the other girl takes over. Now we
You don't
actually
even have to swing the bat in the scene. Like, how is this interactive or in any way? How is this fun? Like, how do you give this a 10 when you don't even have to do anything?
have to hit the ball. Now check this out. We can aim our swing, but can also just wait for the target to end up dead center. It has 9 spots total it can be on, so that's an 11% chance per pitch. Nothing happens when we miss too, so you can use
crazy.
As little effort
if you fail, it should reset you. Like that should be like that's what takes the replayability. Bro, I had a stroke. That's the whole point of the replayability of the thing. Maybe you can like speed run it faster or whatever. Like there's some aspects of the game. That's how you create communities within your game. Like I feel like just doing it for you is just crazy.
It's possible.
Bro, I'm tripping. I need to lock in.
Still proceed, like I did. Once you hit 8 balls with 1 press each, you're done. Examine the detention slip in the bathroom with 1 press, then onto TPing a house. Yay, more riveting gameplay. We can throw, but we also don't have to.
I feel like all these interactives have been one like motion this whole time. Throw, swing, jump, ollie. Like there's no like multiple presses you need to do at once. It's like you're basically can play this game with one hand. That's it. Not even like one finger. Like you're not even doing anything. There's no skill. There's no like, oh, make sure you press these buttons at the same time. Even the sequence at the beginning where it's like the handshake, there's no like, oh, do it in this amount of time, do it in that amount of time. It's like, oh, do it at your own pace. It's like
just wait for the that's enough.
There's no challenge.
1 press and move on. This is so good. Examine this photo on the table.
We've been examining and looking at things the whole entire time. Like these interactions should be like things you can do optionally. They shouldn't be the main point of the whole damn story.
Then this floating
Am I tripping?
Nothing. Check this contract in the window. Cutscene with 0 presses. Talk to the dude. And
I feel like this whole game is a cutscene. Am I tripping? It's a cutscene that you can interact with. Like hey, make this character smile in the cutscene.
Batteries
like
into this camera. And this is by far the most involved we had to be in this game. You gotta pick up the camera to flip it, open the compartment, insert 2 batteries, close the compartment, flip it again, and turn it on. And that short section is 7 presses total. Onto an amusement park scene. Turn the power on with 1 press. And I tried to skip this area, but we actually have to take some photos or we can't move on. And taking 1 photo is
how many photos has there been?
1 to turn on the lights, 1 to look
photos,
at the
house,
and
skating.
1 to take the picture. Do this another time, so another 3 presses. Then power on this ride with 1 press. Climb over obstacles with 2 presses. Get an opportunity to go kaiju mode. 0 presses. 1 last picture besides a
get the ability to go kaiju mode. Doesn't go kaiju mode, just walks through the whole thing.
And then we ride a brontosaurus somehow. And not gonna lie, this is a pretty cool view. But try to guess. How many presses here?
0.
That's right. 0. But now for the last and definitely most complex skating section. The difference here is we can now blow stuff up. A button prompt says LTRT detonates.
Blow
and
stuff
this
up?
blows up the car in front of us, which we actually need to do. So
okay.
I assume this means press both triggers at the same time. But no, you can just press 1. But no! That's not right either.
Okay.
You can actually press any of the shoulder buttons.
Okay, dude. This is ridiculous. You have a quick time prompt that doesn't even use the correct presses. It asks you to do 2 of the same button press at the same time. But no, you don't have to do that at all. You don't have to press 1 either. You can press any of the back shoulder buttons on the controller and it actually does it. Bro, who is designing this? How is this fun? Like, there's no skill. There's no, like, you're not even using your brain. You're just a 5-year-old can complete this game. Like, are we in for real? This just pisses me off. Like, how does this get funded? How do people get paid to review this when the game plays itself? Like, legit plays itself.
Are we now just being lazy with our button prompts?
Yeah, like, you can't code it so it has to be the correct buttons pressed. And if you don't, you fail. Like,
game
or doesn't do
steer
anything.
Past this next car. Hard steer to avoid the school bus. Autocorrect through this garage. Blow up 2 more cars in our way. 1 press each. Steer here to avoid the fence to the left. Autocorrect through the ramps. Blow up the mall doors. Steer here to avoid the pillar to the left. Ollie here to pass the light post. Then 2 last autocorrects.
I find it hilarious every time he freaking ollies instead of just like autocorrects with a steering. And then autocorrecting, rewinding itself.
And an oncoming car. In total, 9 inputs. That's all the skating sections done. And next up are
it feels like the whole game's been skating sections.
Paint set with 1 press, and now to paint the door. All you have to do here is paint a minimum area. And I find that painting upwards and to one side is just enough. 1 press to push the roller down, and 1 press to exit. Examine this.
Paint the door. My guy does a streak, and it's okay. Like, guys, this has got to be the laziest game design I've ever seen for a game. And they got a 10 out of 10. I'll be, dude, I'll give my piece afterward too.
Couch, 1 press.
I want to see the ending.
Flashback to moving the couch around. The game says we can use both analog sticks to move the couch, but of course, I find that you only have to use one. I finished this by having the girl do all the work. Then 1 button press to put it down. And with this, we've actually passed 100 presses.
Wow.
Now the only question is, how much higher will we go?
Okay.
Maybe 150? Maybe 200?
Ooh,
let's find out.
Let's find out.
We're almost done anyway. Examine this car with 1 press, and now a slingshot game. We have to hit all the bottles and cans. There's 13 of them in total, but you can actually ricochet the cans onto the bottles, hitting multiple targets with 1 shot. I didn't do this though, since we already passed 100.
Okay,
I'll
fair.
be generous to the game and assume the minimum is 13 presses. And finally, examine the fire pit to start a leaf sweeping game. Remove all leaves from the circle. This one section in the game
mode you actually have to do more than 1 button.
I have to admit, I did not do so because really it's not worth it. 22 presses total to finish this one.
22. That's almost like
we went from 97.
22 is like almost the 2/3 of the game. You did more button presses there than you did in the last like 2 hours.
That last section added 41 presses. 12 more and we'll total 150. We've got 20% more to go in the game, so surely we can reach it, right? Well, let me illustrate what most of the remaining 20% is like.
Ooh, oh no.
Yeah, like that. Check the cassette player.
No way, you don't press any buttons in the last 20% of the game?
That's 1 more press. Then examine the videotape on the bed to move on to the VHS store scene. Our character here moves drunk, but that actually makes him move forward automatically.
Oh my god, are we being for real?
What we have to do here is get 2 of these blue cases.
He walks himself.
1 press to aim and 2 presses each to grab a case. Then over at the back, we grab just 1 yellow case. That's 3 presses. Then shimmy over to the cashier to conclude this one. Then we go to a side-scrolling section. Auto side-scrolling section.
Guys, this is triggering me.
Side-scrolling section. We get prompts to slide and jump, but even if you do nothing, the game continues anyway.
That is crazy.
Yeah, another 0 press scene.
That is crazy.
Scene afterwards and onto driving with fireworks, or supposed to be fireworks. Press to conduct fireworks. What happens if you don't? That's right. Nothing. 0 presses. Again.
Oh my god.
100% dud rate from those rockets. Hope you can get a refund. And as this scene was about to end, something happens. Something I assumed would happen, and I'm proven right. Our last interaction with the controller was at the VHS store. And as you just saw, the last several scenes required nothing of us. And it's been like that for so long that my controller actually timed out. It's shut up.
That is ridiculous. That should not happen playing a video game. You shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to set your controller down because the game is playing for itself and it actually turns off because you haven't touched it. That is crazy. How does this game get a 10 out of 10 when you don't even have to play it? The controller turns off because it's trying to save battery because you haven't touched the damn thing. Bro, I'm getting triggered. That is crazy.
Off automatically, meaning it hasn't gotten any input in the last 15 minutes.
15 minutes? I don't know what the average is for normal controllers. 15 minutes? You didn't play the game at all? You basically watched a whole episode of an anime or TV show. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Bro, this is triggering me.
And just to show I'm not lying, I actually replayed this section.
Okay. I will give it the benefit of the doubt of the game. I'm going to try to be fair, just like he is. I don't know the time it takes to turn off. Is it normal that it takes 15 minutes for this or other controllers? But even so, if this takes 15 minutes, that is still a long ass time for it to turn off. No input presses. I don't know how long it takes to an average Xbox or PlayStation either, but still, you would have to turn it back on, and then it would die again if it was less. So it's still 15 minutes where you're not pressing a single button or doing anything with the game. It's like, hey, this is a great episode of this TV show I'm watching about nostalgia right here.
Replay, what a joke, right? I did it just to record this footage. As you can see right there, the green light turns off.
That's
signifying
crazy.
My controller timed out.
That's
You
crazy.
know, I am glad that my assumption was right, but
Okay, if a game, we're gonna look at it after.
so sad at how pathetic this is, and it won't get any better.
Ooh.
The next bit, a bit where we record the party, we don't have to press anything either. We just
Oh
have to
my
point
God.
our camera to points of interest. There's 13 of them in total. Yeah, you can grab beer, gesture with your hands, high-five people, all fluff. No stakes.
Okay.
You cannot lose. Actually, no. I lose automatically because I'm playing this game. And then
True.
more prompts to
I'm
conduct
watching this right now.
fireworks, and again, not required, so 0 presses again. Then we fly to the sky, and the game says we can barrel roll. I
Okay.
press nothing, and it does it for me anyway.
Oh,
And
I'm
you
not
know that
surprised.
I didn't press anything because if I did, the prompts would go away. But now we're at the final scene, and just before the game ends, just before the final prompt, my controller timed out again.
Oh.
Brilliant. Let's
30 minutes of not pressing a single button in the last like 20% of your game?
finish this challenge by walking forward a little bit and 2 final presses to trigger
my
the
God.
ending. So we have our answer. Mixtape can be finished with 150 button presses. So now that we've done that, let's answer the question. Does
Okay, the game is 4 hours long. In the last 30 minutes of your game, you didn't have to press a button at all. That is crazy. That is actually insane. Hold on, let me do the bro, I'm terrible on the spot math right now. Hold on. That is crazy. That is crazy. 1 press every 96 seconds. That is the average time. Dude. That is crazy.
that qualify this product as a
Dude, I'm just sitting here. I'm just trying to like process everything. Like, how do you make a game that you only need to press 150 buttons to beat it? And it's 4 hours long. That's fairly long, but it's still short. But still, like, everything auto-corrected everything for you, dude.
video game? I'm not here to review Mixtape. I'm just here to entertain.
I mean, people can make whatever game they want and classify it as a video game. But I feel like at some point there should be like a clear line of what actually counts as a video game in terms of like interactive. A video game is like you have to be interactive. You know, you're doing something within the game to be, you know. Other than that, it's classified as a different type of media because you're just watching it the whole time. Like I said, it's a character that has a 360 camera on his head, and you're able to view that character's life and do interactive elements within it.
Devs can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
but
I'm
this
not
whole
saying they
mess with
can't.
Mixtape started when IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
And that's my whole point. Game journalists giving fake reviews because they get paid money to do so, and then it creates backlash. And what do you expect when people play the game and realize it's still not a 10 out of 10? It just creates controversy and unneeded stuff. So stop giving fake reviews. And in my other video, I said no game should get a 10 out of 10 unless it is a personal opinion and it is your favorite franchise. For example, my favorite game, this is personal opinion, my favorite game was Tom Clancy's Division growing up. I played that game so many hours, and I still love that game. The only reason I would give that game a 10 out of 10 is because it's my favorite series, my favorite game, whatever. This game is an indie game. It's its first ever of its kind or whatever, first IP of it. So no way this is going to be an original 10 out of 10. There's no way unless it's literally insane. So I feel like unless it's a personal, opinion, a personal, it's your franchise, this is your baby, then unless you preface that when you start your review, it's like, hey, so you guys know this is my favorite franchise, this is my favorite series, this is why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. And then you explain why, you give it points, whatever, and the extra point to give it a 10 out of 10 or to make it a 10 out of 10 is because it is my favorite. Okay, fair enough, right? But I feel like no game on its own, on its first release, unless it's actually blown away, insane, mind-boggling, should be a 10 out of 10. It's like literally a perfect. That should not happen. So that's why people are pissed. And rightfully so. And just by this video alone, 150 presses to beat this game, actually insane. And your inputs didn't even matter. You pressing the right buttons, did it matter? In the right order, did it matter? Like, hey, move the controller? No, it literally autocorrects you and it rewinds and it corrects your path. That's just crazy, man.
IGN reviews nowadays, they're so disconnected from what actual
A
players
lot of people
value.
are.
But back on topic, you could
And people
argue
will say, oh, you didn't give the game a chance. What did this guy do? He played the game and didn't even have to play the game. So you can't be mad at the people that just are telling the freaking truth, man.
That only 150 button presses to finish a 3-hour game is too little. That
3 hours was the total? I thought it was 4 when you said another one, but it's still.
to one press every 72 seconds. That is abysmal. But instead, I argue 150 is actually too much. And it is 150 presses too much, to be precise. It should be 0 presses. This did not need to be a video game.
That's what I'm saying. This should have been like a movie, or like, you know, I don't know what it should be. It shouldn't be a video game. Video game is interactive. You're actually doing something within the game itself. That's why it's called a game. You're playing it. You're not playing this at all.
Compare this to other narrative-focused games like Life is Strange or Telltale's The Walking Dead. In those games, you have choices, and they change future events. In Mixtape, you are hemmed in. There are no significant choices.
Like, you literally didn't play a game for one-eighth of the game. You didn't even play it. It was 30 minutes out of the 4 hours. You didn't play the game. Like,
going for the ride. Your only
and that's because your controller turned off after those 1/8. I'd argue majority of this game, you're not even playing it. Like, you're in a house, you're interacting with a button, you're skateboarding where you don't even skateboard because it autocorrects you. You're running on a side scroller that does all the interactions for you. Like, none of this is actually interactive, and you don't even press it; it does it for you. Like, it does everything for you.
Choice is you can raise your hands and scream. You will end up in the same place regardless.
Yeah, it should be different endings at least, so at least your actions influence the outcome. This didn't even do that.
At least it's over now. I can wipe this from my hard drive and never touch it again. Oh, wait, what's this line here? Beethoven and Dinosaur would like to acknowledge the people as the traditional owners.
Would like to acknowledge the Winger people as the traditional owners of the land on which Mixtape was created. Huh?
Of the land on which.
Go eat a dick.
Bro, get out of here, bro. This shit, bro. I'm sorry. This game does not deserve to be a 10 out of 10. Like I said, unless it is your personal favorite franchise, or it's your personal favorite game, or whatever it might be, that, you know, has some reason of being a 10 out of 10, it shouldn't be a 10 out of 10. Unless it's like you preface it in the beginning of why it is. I feel like no game that's an original, unless it's like I said, it's like a mind-blowing, or it's actually, you know, actually revolutionizes the gaming industry of some way, or does something completely new, it should not deserve a 10 out of 10, and that's why people are mad. You can't give a fair review, and this is on top of all the past reviews that I've done, and they're all fake reviews. People don't even play the game half the time, where they play 30 minutes and there's too much water in a game that is literally a water game, or you're in the water, or you're sailing on a ship. Oh, this mouse game has too much cheese in it. It's too puns. It has too many mouse puns. It's like, dude, at what point is it a review and just criticism of what you don't like? It's your own opinion. Like, you're supposed to be reviewing the game and being like optimistic. You're supposed to share both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. 150 button presses to actually complete this game. That's crazy. And he literally autocorrected half the shit he was doing. So let me know what you guys think. I think these people just need to be like, stop doing reviews. You know, maybe find a new passion, because this is clearly not it. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.